Hey guys, this is Alex with GuitarForce.com. Today we're going to take a look at Doc Holliday by Volbeat. If you haven't heard this band, go check it out, it's really cool. This was another supported request by Tendency. Thank you very much for your continuous support and all the challenges that you give me with these requests. I try to do my best and I hope you like this lesson. As usual, the tabs are going to be available at GuitarForce.com for free. Unfortunately, I don't have a backing track for this song, so we're going to have only guitar examples in this lesson. As far as the sound, again, I was using the VST plugin Guitar Rig. As usual, I'm going to post a picture of the preset for you to check it out. And as far as the tuning, this song is in D standard, which means we have to drop down all the strings one whole step down, so D standard technically. And here is the picture of the preset. While you're checking out, if you would like to tune up and play along with this lesson, here is my low E, which is D, for your tuning reference. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's go for the close-up and start this lesson. Alright, so for the intro part we have this banjo playing, and in the background there is a guitar, and the part goes like this. Okay, so here we're going to be playing on the low E string. So we start off with the open, then we'll go to the 7th fret, then we'll go 5, 3, 5, 3 open. Okay, so that's the first part. We repeat it again. And in the end we go for the 1st fret of the low E string. And these are two alternative parts. So we play them twice. Now in the end of the second time we hold on onto the 1st fret for a little longer, and then we play just 2 power chords, E to F, back to E. And that's pretty much for the intro part. Alright, so after that we let the E power chord ring out, and then after that guitar starts playing riff number 1, and it goes like this. Alright, so here we're going to be playing sort of chugs going on, 8th notes on the low E string, palm muted, kind of Metallica style, and we're going to be alternating it with a sort of melody which is played on the other strings, and it's kind of alternating between the chugs on the low E string and the other notes on the other strings. And I'm not going to be explaining every rhythmical figure how it goes, you know, how many times you have to play chugs on low E string, then which note comes in. You will see that in the tablature, but I will tell you the notes of the other strings where they are. So the first one is on the 7th fret of the A string right here, and then we have another 2 notes on the D string. The one is on 9th fret and 10th fret. So what I'm going to do now is just play slowly the whole riff, and you know, it's rather more important if you get it inside your head and remember how the melody goes, and then you can put 2 and 2 together. Okay, so slowly it would go like this. Alright, so as you can see, we alternate each of the notes with the low E string chugs. And we have just here one hammer on the D string, which goes from 9 to 10, and basically that's it. So this is the first riff. Now during the middle of the riff we have, of the part I should say, we have a harmony guitar coming in and playing exactly the same riff, but you know, harmonizing it higher in the minor third. So it would be like this. So as you can see, rhythmically it's exactly the same as the riff number 1 of the first guitar, but now, like I said, we move everything up minor third. So now instead of the 7th fret on the A string, we're going to have it on the 10th of the A, and the other two notes are going to be on D string, 12th fret, and one whole step up, so on the 14th. So now we don't have, instead of playing the half step, we're now going to play a whole step, this hammer on. Okay, so that's the two differences. We shift everything up 3 frets, and the hammer on is going to be a step, a whole step instead of a half step. So this is riff number 1. This is the first section, and then after that we go for the second riff. Alright, so the second riff goes like this. Alright, so here again we're going to be playing sort of chugging downstrokes, everything on the low E string, but this time we're going to be alternating it with the power chord. Now the first power chord is E at the 7th position right here. So we play a power chord, then 2 times on the low E string, palm muted. Alright, so we do it for a few times, and then we have this movement. So now we're going to be playing D, power chord going to F, back to E. So D, F, E. Then after that we back to the beginning of the riff, again picking that E power chord, alternating with the low E palm mute 2 times, and we do it for 2 times. Like that, and then we have this rhythmical figure, which is again alternating the 8th notes with 16th notes, or sort of like a gallop figure. So and then the second time when we play this riff, instead of playing this rhythmical figure, we play, which is kind of syncopated rhythm, just picking the dead strings, meaning we mute the strings, and we pick it 6 times syncopated. And then the whole band kicks in again, and we play the riff without stopping as it goes. So one more time, kind of slower. Like that. So after that we have next riff, riff number 3, and it goes like this. Alright, so here this riff is a little bit slower, and we're going to be playing power chords. So starting from the F, going to E, holding on to the E power chord, then we are back to F, pick it a few times, and then we go E, D, back to E. Okay, and then we repeat it one more time. And then second time we play this B power chord, palm muted, and again chucks eighth notes. All right, like that. And then we come to the riff, which is played during the verses, and it goes like this. Okay, so these are the two variations of the same riff. Again, we're going to be playing everything with down picking and also palm muted, eighth notes, chugging on the low E string, and again we're going to be alternating it with the other notes. The other notes are being played on the A string. So the first we have this part where we alternate the low E with the 7th fret of the A string, and the first two notes are being played on the on beat and the third is on the off. So keep that in mind. Okay, like that. Then we have just chugging on the low E string, and then this part, which is again on the A string, going 5, 8 to 7. And again we have another two notes on the 7th fret, and the first two are on the beat and the third is on the off beat. Okay, so to best demonstrate it is just again listen to it a few times, try it at a slower speed and then bring it up to speed. So this is the first part. Then the second part is exactly the same, but instead of after we play the second alternate ending is going to be, instead of playing the low E open, we go to the first fret of the low E string, so to the F note. Okay, so that's the only difference between the two parts. Alright, so now I'm going to play again this riff during the verses slower a couple of times so you can get it inside your head. It goes like this. Okay, so during the verses also you can include, instead of playing single notes, you can include the power chords actually, and it would be, so instead of just playing the 7th fret of the A string, you can play the whole E power chord. And then for this part, instead of playing these single notes, you can again use the power chords. Okay, so to create it, to add a little bit more thickness to the sound. Alright, so it would be like this. Alright, so these are the main riffs for the song. Now we come to structure, and after the first verse we go back to riff number 3, which is alright, exactly the same thing. Then we go to back to verse number 2, which is again exactly the same as verse number 1. And after that we have a chorus, and it goes like this. so here again we're going to be playing everything on the low E string, starting off with the low E open. Then we go for the 7th fret, then 5, 7, 8, 7, open. Okay, so this is the first part. Then we repeat it again. And now the last note, instead of playing low E open, we'll go for the first for the first fret, I'm sorry. And then before going back to beginning of the riff, we play 1, 3, 1. Okay, so these are the two alternate endings of the chorus. So after the first chorus we go back to riff number 2, but it has an alternate ending and it goes like this. Like that. So as you can see, it's exactly the same as riff number 2, except for the ending. In the first one we did just the muted strings and playing it in syncopated rhythm. But now instead of that we play. So it's playing just the E power chord with a little rest, kind of staccato feel to it. And then the last chord we just move one fret up, everything, so basically an F. Alright, and then after that we go back to playing verse, which is going to be the 3rd verse. After that we play chorus, exactly the same. This part. And then we come to a break which goes like this. Alright, so for the break we have this rhythmical figure going on, which is basically just one bar, but it repeats continuously, goes over and over again. And if we break it down beat by beat, we have 8th note with 2/16, so it's a gallop. Then followed by 2 8th notes. Then we have a reverse gallop, which means 2/16 notes with an 8th note. And then we have 4 16th notes on the 4th beat of the bar. Okay, so now when we put 2 together, and also we're going to be playing the first fret of the low E string, so an F note in the beginning. So if I play the whole bar slowly, all of the notes together goes like this. Okay, so basically we take this rhythmical figure and we play it over and over again. So slowly, a few times, it's going to be like this. And after that, all we do is just lift your finger up off the fretboard, and now we play everything the same figure on the low E string open. Like that, okay? So, like I said, the first time you play it on the first fret of the low E, and then you play everything, the same rhythmical figure on the open low E string. And then we go into the solo, and now for the solo, the rhythm guitar is playing practically the rhythmical figure which is from the break. So again we play everything on the first fret. And then we switch to the E note. And we have in between these parts this part which is on the A string going 3, 5, 3, 2. And the same thing goes when we play on the low E string open as well. So pretty much this is the rhythm figure for the solo, and of course in the end of the solo again we are back to the which the solo continues to play, but this is the end of the solo, and then again, you know, we finish it off as we did with riff number 3, exactly the same thing, finishing it off with the chugs on the B chord. And we are back to verse number 4, then followed by chorus, exactly the same things, exactly the same riffs, and then we go back to riff number 1. Alright, this one, and again just playing that with the harmony guitar, and that's how the song finishes.